Hello guys, how you doing today? So welcome to the Billionaire Real 30 Days Sales Challenge, Real Estate Sales Challenge with me, Dr. Stephen Akintayo, and this is day 17. And I want to spend some time to share with us some mental adjustment that needs to happen if you're going to be a real estate salesperson, right? And you're going to do transactions in billions. Many years ago, I used to run seminars and conferences, but I was afraid to charge the real price for my value. Many of us have been there, where you're scared to charge the real premium price for the value that you're offering people. If you've been there, you can type in the comment section. And for many years, I just wasn't happy that, hey, I'm not able to charge premium because I'm scared if I charge too much, then a lot of people won't show up. Then it's going to be difficult. But a miracle happened one day. I took courage. I decided to travel to the US with my wife for a conference. And we eventually spent many years ago, and that was a lot of money then. You need to understand. I mean, compared to where our business was, $20,000 was what it cost myself and my wife to travel for this boat cruise, but it was a marketer's boat cruise. And and at that seminar, virtually the least charging coach there charged $50,000 for what they do, the least person. And then of course we had to spend so much money to also be at that conference and learn. But guess what? What happened at the end of that conference? Hear this. This is very important. Wasn't necessary that there was something new I learned that was so dramatic, because some of us still have this mindset that when I go for conferences, there has to be something new I've never heard of before, that I must hear. But those of us who are addicted to attending conferences, but were frustrated that the result hasn't manifested yet. And for the first time in my life, here was at this big conference, and I finally got it. It wasn't about what the speaker was going to say. That's important as well. But it was also more about understanding the process, the packaging, the methodology, the presentation manner of what made or is making people pay this particular type of speakers $50,000, $100,000 for them to be coached. And that didn't happen until I myself was willing to also pay a whooping $20,000 to go listen to such caliber of people talk to me. And what's the lesson for you here? You will never attract high-end customer, HNIs, if you have not built the capacity to also pay and patronize expensive stuff. You won't even understand it. Okay, so I give you an example. An average realtor, he's even calling the customer and say, my job is to look for the cheapest property. I've argued many times and say, the lowest, in fact, the proof that you are a baby in sales is that you use price as the sentiment for people to do business with you. That's the proof that you literally are a baby salesperson. Because price is the lowest reason to convince anybody to buy something from you. Unfortunately, we have too many rookies who call themselves as people. So the conversation is always price. I sell the cheapest land. I sell the cheapest house. I get the cheapest. People are not always looking for the cheapest. Can I shock you? The biggest area of potential growth in the real estate market in Nigeria is not necessarily in the affordable housing market. Yes, you heard me. Because the real definition of affordable housing will never happen without government interference, institutional interference. In other words, if we're really going to build affordable housing in Nigeria, then we must have a mortgage option for 30 years. Then we must have people being able to drop 10% of the money for the property and get access to the property. is never, affordable housing has never been necessary about just that the property is cheap. It's about flexibility in payment. And you see, there is no developer who has been given 40-year funding to go and be building, 1 million housing, and that he can collect the total lump sum 40 years later. Nobody can do that. You need the government to come in. You need institutional investors like CBN, like top banks to come in for such. But let's go back to the conversation. So what does this mean? This simply means the major area where you are having major deficit in the housing market in Nigeria, okay, and some other parts of the world is the luxury market. Because there are people who are willing to pay any amount, but they are not finding the property that meet their taste. I can assure you, this is, you, again, as a realtor struggling right now, watching this video, you will struggle to believe me. But as you rise up in your game, you will know that there are people willing to pay $40 million for a property anywhere in the world. If you, again, Dubai really mess up with my head and really opened me up. Okay, you need to see how people bid for luxury properties in Dubai, right? And that's when you will know there's money in this world. And how you just hear this house is gone for $100 million. And then your brain is trying to break it down. Why? Where are these people getting this money? Are there human beings in this world who really have this kind of money? Yes, they are. You just haven't built your standard to the level of meeting such human being. You just haven't built your profile to be able to meet such people. You just also haven't invested in yourself to meet such people. So there are certain money you need to spend. Hear me very well. And you're spending that money to begin to be able to understand these expensive coaches. I'll give you an example. Who is the most expensive real estate coach, in your city? Can you go and pay them for their coaching program? Yes, pay. Now I get it. It's between paying that money or buying another shoe, buying another car, looking beautiful and all of that. But it's like the experience I had many years ago where the money left was either I pay my son's school fees or I pay salary of my employees. Now, it's a question of emotion versus logic. If I pay my employees, they continue to work, and there's a potential the company will survive and will end up making way more money that I will in future be able to send my children to any kind of school in the world I want. Or I should be emotional to say, what will people say? My son will go to school and people will begin to ask my wife, why is he not going to school? And she will find it difficult, to explain the reasons why. And exactly that's what I did. I paid salary of my staff, and my son was at home. And then people say, I asked my wife, why is he not going to school? My wife said, you know what? In our days, you have to be able to use your hand to touch hair. Okay, there's a certain age before you go to school. So we need him to grow a bit older before we send him to school. After all, what are they teaching them? That was the excuse my wife had to tell people. God bless my wife. To tell people who were wondering why my son hadn't resumed school. But today, there is no school in the world. I don't care how much is the price that I can't afford to send my children. There's no school. That's surprising. But I had to do delayed gratification. The same thing you must do. If you're really going to rise up to become the best, realtor, you must be willing to invest in having the right coaching program, the right seminars to develop your mind to be able to attract quality, expensive customers into your life. And these things, you will spend money to do it. If I didn't attend that program, that cruise starting from Florida, we tour about, 5 different Caribbean islands with my wife. If I didn't spend that $20,000, I will not be here today. Because I won't gain the courage to begin to charge the right pricing for the quality of value I give, the quality of service I'm offering. I will not derive the courage, and I will remain at the lower ebb of my business. But that marketing cruise, incidentally, was a marketing cruise with top marketers in the world, learning from them. How did they get the capacity to attract, to sell at the premium price they are selling? Some of them were talking how they do $10 million, $20 million, $50 million, $100 million a year. I wanted to understand, what is the game? How do these guys get here? But I learned quickly that it was all about positioning, right? It was all about being strategic. It was all about understanding what is the next important thing to spend your money into. And sometimes the painful part is some of those things that is priority right now. Nobody will see you do them. They won't give you the buzz. They won't give you the clicks on social media. But in the long term, it will make you a billionaire realtor. Okay, and I want to encourage you, if you look at the bottom line of this conversation, go and spend money to develop yourself. Spend money to hire the best coach. Spend money for the best conference. So my assignment to you today, I want you to list 5 seminars that is premium, that is important to your growth and development this year. Okay, 5. And you can put in the group that you're going to be attending. And go ahead and attempt to attend them, right? Again, it may be stretching for you, but years to come, you look back and you'll be grateful that you made the right decision. I have had to do the same. And oh boy, it's changed my life forever. Don't forget, in this challenge, you need to make those calls. You need to reach out to your clients. 50 calls a day is our goal, and 250 people will enter their DM and begin to tag them and begin to tell them who we are and what we are doing. That is what we're doing this 30-day sales challenge. I hope you've made your first sale already. If you haven't, keep at it. Right? Remember, it takes 5 to 8 contacts before you make 80% of the sales. So go back to that customer, call them again, talk to them again. But in the meantime, keep developing yourself. Be hungry for the right knowledge that is going to move you to the next level. Again, I'm Dr. Stephen Akita, the convener of the 30-Day Billionaire Realtor Challenge. I hope this has been really impactful for you. Keep winning. Keep pushing. See you at the top. I love you guys.
Next is the profile video of Dr. Stephen Akintayo, the chairman of G-Text Holdings. Dr. Stephen Akintayo is a globally renowned investment coach, real estate mogul, and philanthropist of African descent. He is the chairman of G-Text Holdings, which operates across the US, UK, Dubai, and Nigeria, with multiple subsidiaries. He is also the founder of the Stephen Akintayo Foundation, SAF. He's a member of the Forbes Business Council and a recipient of several prestigious awards, including the Forbes Best of Africa Leading Investment Coach and Real Estate Mogul by Forbes Best of Africa Award, 2023. Dr. Akintayo spearheads a $200 million expansion project in the U.S., solidifying his impact in global real estate. His vision is to control 25,000 green and smart homes across 4 continents and have a real estate portfolio of $40 billion under management by 2035. Through the Stephen Akintayo Foundation, he aims to empower 1 million entrepreneurs by 2050, offering grants and mentorship to drive financial independence and sustainable development. An advocate for wealth creation education, he founded the Stephen Akintayo University. Robert Kiyosaki, John Maxwell, Brian Tracy, Grant Cardone, Ryan Serhat, Sam Adeyemi, Les Brown, Dan Locke, and Dr. Cosmas Maduka are among the many facilitators at Stephen Akintayo University and authored 45 books, including Billionaire Habits. They are available on Amazon or visit store.stephenakintayo.com. He hosts investment chat in a Rolls-Royce and other influential platforms, featuring global thought leaders. Despite humble beginnings in Maiduguri, Nigeria, Dr. Akintayo overcame adversity to build a multi-billion-dollar empire. He holds degrees in microbiology, strategic leadership, and real estate investment, and is a Harvard alumnus. Driven by social impact, he launched the Mercy Food Bank, aiming to feed 1 billion people by 2050. Dr. Akintayo loves adventures like travel, skydiving, scuba diving, hot air balloon experience, swimming and golfing, and many more adventures. He's married and blessed with children, and continues to inspire through his transformative vision, leadership, and philanthropy. To invite Dr. Stephen Akintayo for a speaking engagement, kindly visit www.stephenakintayo.com/booking or email ea@stephenakintayo.com.
My name is Miriam. I joined GTEX as associate 3 months ago, and ever since I've been learning how the business works. I've been learning how to talk to clients. It's not easy actually, but it's a beautiful experience, and I've been able to close a deal in the space of 3 months, and my commission paid in less than 72 hours. What an amazing company. So I'll advise everyone out there that want to start up a career, they want to do something nice, they want to make 7 figures, to join GTEX and Associates. And I tell you for free that you won't regret this experience. Imagine you getting a commission 10% of everything you sold. You sell 2 plots of land, you get 10%. You sell 3, you get 10%. So it has been a great experience working with you guys. Thank you.
Wow, guys, how would you explain this? That a lady that just joined the sales team in less than 2 months closed a deal of 30 million naira after joining the team at GTEX Homes. In this economy, let's listen to her. Hi, Miss Olabisi Umeru.
Umoru.
Oh, thanks for that correction, Umoru. So tell us, when did you join the team at GTEX?
I joined the team 15th June this year. Yeah, 15th June this year.
Wow, that is in less than 2 months, right?
Yes.
So why did you join the team?
I've been wanting to join the team. I've been struggling with sales for a while, even though I've been in the business of real estate. This is my biggest personal sales so far. And closing a deal of 30 million naira all by myself.
Wow. So tell me, what did they teach you that is so powerful and that changed everything for you?
I learned a lot. I learned how to pitch to customers. I learned how to do phone closing. I learned how to attract customers. I learned how to nurture and convert customers. I also learned how to use this digital marketing to sell properties. Also, I learned a lot from Dr. Stephen Akintayo's training sections.
Wow, that is a lot. So tell us, what is your commission like?
That's the juicy part. Commission is just the juicy part. 10% of 30 million naira is like 3 million naira.
Wow, you mean in less than 2 months you made 3 million naira in this economy? Guys, this is super exciting.
Kele Greg is my name. I encourage you watching this video, you watching this video, to register with GTEX Homes as a marketer, because you will definitely get your commission when you are able to sell properties. I'm a beneficiary of this, and I can proudly say that GTEX did not disappoint.
Next is a testimonial from one of our happy GTEX associate.
It's a pleasure to be here. Trust we are doing great already. Quickly, I'm going to go straight to the slide because we have another trainer for today. And I believe all we've been learning all this while, we are putting it into practice, we are putting it into use. Okay. Sharing my slide or straight from here. Okay. Okay, so I'll be sharing my slide shortly. Okay. So if you can see my slide, please let me know. Can you all see my slide? Can you see my slide? Okay, so quickly, I'll go straight to the point. This morning, we're going to be learning on some of the objections we face as a salesperson, how to handle sales objections, and emotionally connect with your prospects. And you're not just connecting with your prospects emotionally, you are also connecting with logic, closing with logic. You emotionally connect with their concerns, they share their experience with you, and you are connected. You give them that listening ear, and you are able to help them, direct them, and logically close them. Okay, so handling objections isn't just about answering concerns, questions, okay? It's about building trust, understanding emotions, and guiding clients towards the best decisions. So as a professional salesperson, you don't just see yourself as someone who wants to reach out to clients because you want you want to quickly close these clients. You were supposed to be a teacher. You're supposed to try as much as possible to make your clients, your prospects trust you, understand you, and also believe in you. Once you were able to gain the trust of your clients, then closing will become automatic because you are able to share, they are able to trust you. You are able to connect with them, emotionally, and you are able to feel their pain. Okay, so please kindly share from your end. Mr. Isaac, if it's possible, please share from your end. Okay, so as I was saying, you are not just an ordinary salesperson. You are someone who your clients will want to trust. They want to run to you because they believe that anytime they come to you, you always have solutions to their problem. Okay, you have their best interest at heart. When it comes to you, it is not just about selling and getting commission. It is about connecting emotionally and understanding the pain points of your clients. Okay, so today we're going to be sharing, okay, please, I'm not here yet. Kindly go back. Okay, yeah, like I said, it is not just about, answering clients' concerns when they have objections about price, about locations. It is far beyond that. It is far beyond that. So you don't have to dwell on the fact that, yeah, they asked me questions and I've been able to answer. It is not just about you answering their questions. It is about breaking it down for them. It is about understanding where they are coming from. Okay, so today, please, we're going to be looking at the step-by-step, ways you can also connect with your clients and being able to gain your clients' trust, and then they help you, close those clients as well. So we are going to be looking at step by step. Please bring it down. So we're going to be looking at step-by-step approach to handling sales objections. Number one is for you to acknowledge and validate the client's concerns. Okay, you have to first of all acknowledge their concerns and also validate their concerns. You acknowledge it. You acknowledge the fact that yes, for them to say, oh, I've been scammed before, I don't think I can trust anybody, you are supposed to validate that. I get where you are coming from. I understand you know what you've passed through. And if I said I don't understand your concerns or your pain points, I'm just lying. But you know, there are some certain steps you need to look at when you want to invest. Try and come from that angle. After validating their concern, don't quickly make them feel like no, we don't do that. Someone is telling you, oh, I got a property way cheaper than what you are selling, why is your own expensive? Then before you know it, you start making them look like you have no right to tell me my property is expensive. No, that is the best time for you to break it down for them. Let them know the importance and the reason why your property is expensive. Okay, and then emotionally make them understand that, oh, I understand what you are going through, and I sincerely apologize for not not coming across me earlier, not getting to know me in order for you to be able to know all these things, so you will not get scammed. But I am here in your investment journey now. I'm here in your life, and I believe that whatever it takes, anytime you want to invest, always talk to me. Even if you're not buying from you, I promise you, I am going to take it upon myself to look into it and make sure I give you the go ahead. That is how you gain your ground as a salesperson who is in the life of an investor. Okay, so let's proceed. So clients need to feel and feel heard. They need to feel heard and understood. They trust your solutions. So they need to feel that, oh, they have been heard by you, they have been understood, and you are not getting them wrong. And in order for you to, get in line with your investors, you also need to give them listening. You don't need to talk and all true. So it's also important you become a good listener, because it is when you listen, that is when you are able to address their issues, address their concerns in the right way. If you're the one that is always interjecting when your investors are talking, trust me, you will not you will not arrive at a very concrete solution, because they will only see you as someone who is blabbing. You don't even listen to their concerns, all because you just want to close them. And investors, they are smart. They know when you are all about your commissions, when you just want to get the sales done. They know. We are understanding what they are going through and share your experience, and also make them understand that this works, and I am going to share some things with you that will help you maybe your next investment choice. Okay, so they know when you are just there to close the sale and gain commission. And that is why some of those clients, they keep posting you, and some of them don't even pick your calls. Okay, show empathy by recognizing their emotions and making them feel valued. Investors want to, they want to be treated like VIPs. They want to be treated special, because it is not easy for, you are talking to somebody, and this is not a property of 100,000, 200,000. We are talking about millions of properties. You were able to close someone who has not even seen you before. Why? Because you have been able to create that trust. You've been able to make them believe in you. Some investors buy because probably, yes, they know that you are coming from a trusted brand. They know that you are coming from a well-reputable brand, but also because of your persuasion, the way you portray yourself, the way you make them feel valued, the way you make them feel loved. They invested because of that as well. Okay, so you need to position yourself so that when investors think about investment, when they think about buying property, they come to you. I still have investors who still reach out to me today. I want to buy a property. I need to help me look into this property. And from there, I'm like, oh, you want to go and buy property? You ask me to go and buy property. Okay, whatever you see, like jokingly like that. But why? Because why do they feel they need to come to me? I've been able to create a sense of relevance. I've been able to make sure they know my value. I position myself to be an advisor and not just a salesperson who wants to just close sales and gain commission. No. So, I mean, examples that some of those sales objections, some people will tell you your price is too high. You have to come in right there and let them break it down, for them. Let them understand that we are not just, all those other real estate companies out there. You have to break it down to them. Why your property is high, why it is will sell this lot, and you cannot compare a Rolls Royce to a Camry or a Toyota. We are the Rolls Royce of land banking, of real estate. Okay, when you think about investments, you think about GTEX holdings, you think about you want to buy a landed property. When you think about going into land banking, you think about GTEX land. Because why? We have positioned ourselves there, we put ourselves out there to, always make investors understand that there is this uniqueness we have that distinguish us out from every other investors. Okay, so wrong approach. When an investor tells you your price is too high, you cannot just tell the client, no, it is actually a good price. Why is it a good price? Telling an investor outright no, that it is actually a good price, simply means that you are going out of line. So when you come up to say it is a good price, what makes it a good price? You are just being dismissive. You don't build that trust. All you want to do is to be aggressive. Why is this man telling me my property is high? You don't have to be that. You don't have to be dismissive. You don't have to be to be rude, or you don't have to make the client feel like they have no right to tell you your price is too high. So you have to try as much as possible to build that trust. Share testimonials. Share stories about other people who have invested, and talk about our pre-launch procedures. We have a lot of procedures. You just bring it up and talk to them about our pre-launch procedures, and share testimonials of people who bought when it was selling at a lower price and what the property is worth now. All these are things you have to say, or to show as an evidence, to also build your trust. After talking about reasons why your property is high, why it is expensive. Okay, so now the right approach to such question is, I completely understand. Investing in land is a big decision, and you want to make sure you are getting value for your money. You want to make sure you are getting value, and I understand that is the reason why you are asking these questions. Then you start breaking it down for them. Okay, so you start breaking it down, for them, and then go ahead to ask questions. Ask them, can you tell me your major concerns? Can you tell me why you said, okay, the price is expensive? Can you tell me what concerns you want about the price? What concerns you most? Let me understand where you are coming from. Probably they must have seen a property in the same location that is selling lesser. You can now build your backup, defense from there, so they can trust you with that. So it is very, very important we also ask our investors questions from their objections. Why do you even come up with the fact that my prices are expensive? I understand that making investment choices is a hard decision, and it is not easy to put your hand and money into something that you are not sure of. Okay, so understand that you don't need to be dismissive, you don't need to be rude when they ask you questions like this. So let's proceed. So let's go into the key emotional connections. Okay, so some of the key emotional techniques you can use is empathy. You have to use an empathy statement. I understand how you feel. you know you have to just match that energy, match their energy. If they are conscious, stay calm. If they are excited, you can now mirror their enthusiasm. Swing into take advantage of the conversation. It depends on how their mood as at that time. You quickly take advantage of that mood, and the mood will determine if you should move into actions in terms of closing, or you still need to keep telling them things that will still make them trust you more. Ask and open them questions. It also encourage them to share their concerns ask them better questions like, oh, can you share your past experience? What have you? I mean, I believe this is not the first time you are investing. And if this is your first time of investing, then I would have to tell you some of the things you need to look out for. But if this is not your first time, of investing in real estate, then I need you to share with me some of your past experience. So from there, I will know where to come in. You will know where to come in as a salesperson. So let's proceed. Let's proceed. So sometimes you need to identify the real root cause of the objections. So hence the reason why you have to also ask all those open-ended questions. You're asking those questions because you want to understand their real cause of the objections. Because some persons might just even be coming from a bad experience, being scammed. They bought property, they don't have access to it. They bought property, they are yet to even receive or be given their allocations, documents, a lot of issues like that. So understand where the objections are coming from, so you know where to narrow down your questions or your answers, or how to make sure you make trust. Okay, so let's proceed. So we have it here that behind every logical objections, there is usually an emotions concerns. So address the real fear and uncertainty behind their hesitations. And, example, client says, I need to think about it. Now you have to come in with your emotional concern. Real emotional concerns: fear of making the wrong investment, lack of trust, uncertainty about market trends, how to respond when you have such objections. How do you respond when an investor tells you, I am not sure I can invest now. I don't think this is the right time for me to invest. I don't even know, considering the fact that naira is dropping in terms of naira. Dollar is so high when you compare naira to dollar. I don't know where this country is going to. My investing in Nigeria is not safe, because I might invest now and I will not get value for my money. You have objections like that. You have investor tells you, oh, I don't want to invest now because the rate at which dollar to naira is falling, I don't think my investment is safe. Some will even tell you, I pray the dollar keeps going high so that I will know that I will invest in dollar, and then I will also make my money back in dollar. So it is your duty to break it down to them. Okay, understand the root cause of these objections. Now, when you get something like this from investors, how do you respond? You can come in this aspect. That makes sense. It's important to make informed decisions. It's important to make an informed decision, right? Is there anything specific holding you back? Is it pricing? Is it location? Or is it investment security? Let's get over it together. Sometimes they might tell you is the pricing. Sometimes they might tell you is the location. Sometimes they might just tell you is the investment security. That is where you have to bring in your expertise. If they talk about location, you have to also understand the locations you are marketing, understand the location they are interested in, and then that also bring me to the fact that if you are into real estate, you have to get yourself inclined with a lot of information. I mean, yourselves when it comes to locations, when it comes to market trends, because those are your weapons. Those are the things you are going to be using to defend yourself. What you don't have. So you have to equip yourselves with updates, information, be informed about what is going on, latest trends, in real estate, what is happening right now. How do you leverage on that when it comes to educating your clients? You have to be inclined with information, so you can be able to, beat your clients, objections, and gain their trust. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, so yeah, we have common emotional concerns and how to address them. So I have them here in a tabular form, client objections, emotion concerns, and how to connect. All right, so I want to quickly run through them, and then we wrap up quickly before the next speaker continue, because we are still going to be taking some questions as well. So we are looking at client objections, common emotional concerns and how to address them, right? So clients will tell you the price is too high. I had already talked about that. And how do you overcome such, objections? How do you tackle them? How do you connect? Some tells you, oh, fear of, fear of overpaying. The price is too high. I don't want to pay more than what the neighboring real estate company is selling. I don't want to overpay this amount. But you have to give them value for their money, right? So you have to show them appreciation trends. That is why I said you have to be informational, you have to be inclined with information, right? You have to get yourself inclined with information concerning offer them payment plan, show them appreciation trends, show them testimonials of investors who bought when the price was lower and what the price is right now. Show them all those things. Then the next one is, I need to think about it. Fear of commitment. When a client tells you, I need to think about it, that is a fear of commitment. Okay, they are scared. They don't want to make commitment. Just like when they say the price is too high, that is fear of overpaying. When it tells you the price is too high, it's fear of overpaying. It's the same thing here. I need to think about it. Fear of commitment. They don't want to make commitment because they are scared of, oh, if I make this commitment now, I don't think I'll be able to continue. You have to come in as the sales professional that you are. Offer to break down their concerns together. If you are scared of making a commitment, you need to think about it. Ask them, are you the major decision maker in terms of this investment? If not, I would like to also, do a WhatsApp call. I would like to talk to someone who is also the second decision maker or who is the major decision maker. Some of them will tell you, oh, I need to speak to my spouse. I need to talk to my husband. I need to talk to my wife. I need to talk to my mom because she is the one advising me to get a property. I need to, get a go ahead from her and all of that. You can now offer a joint meeting, okay? Offer to break down their concerns. All right, can I be in a meeting with your spouse, with your parents, or the main decision maker, the sole decision maker, of this deal? Can I have a meeting with the person? Let's just close down this deal. Let me handle your objection. Let me handle your concerns, because sometimes you might be speaking with a client, and the client is already convinced based on your explanation, based on the way you break down things to her or to him, and they are already convinced, but you are not in communication with the sole decision maker, and it becomes very difficult, because when it is time for them to to explain or to transfer what you've said to them to the next person, it becomes difficult because they are not salespeople. They don't know how to convince their partner to agree with them, all right, to make this decision. That is where you come in and offer to do a joint meeting. If it is a WhatsApp call, if it is a Zoom meeting, have this conversation and also share social proof, what other people have been saying, testimonials to back up your claims, and share some information, vital information that they themselves, they might not even have heard of. That is why I said you have to be informationally inclined when it comes to real estate, and when it comes to you as a realtor or as a marketer. You have to be informationally inclined in terms of real estate trends and what is happening, because that is your weapon. That is what you are going to use to close your sales. Okay, the next one is, I don't trust land investments. That is, that is also past bad experience. When an investor tells you, I don't trust this land investment, it simply means that they have a bad experience and they are not really willing to share that experience with you. That is why you need to get it out of them. They are coming from a bad experience and they feel they have not really had any reason to trust you enough to give you their money. So now you have to provide testimonials. I have been talking about testimonials since. It goes a long way. Social proof. What are people saying about your product? Some people will buy because of what the experience of others, what they have been saying. So if this person can say this about this company, then that means I can also invest with them. Now you can even come as far as calling out the celebrities that we've used so far to market these properties. You can also leverage on the celebrities and the caliber of people we have been using. If they don't trust our brand, I don't think they will be willing to do business with us. It is also part of your winning ticket to close your sales. Okay, so provide testimonials and legal documentation. All right, when they say they don't trust land investments, that is coming from a bad experience. So you have to provide client testimonials and legal documentation. There are some properties that has legal documentation, and you also show them that we are not just operating as an entity, we are operating under a judiciary that even the Femi Falana is part of our board, when it comes to the legal part of it. So always share all these things, because by the time you start making mention of the prominent people we are dealing with, that would also enhance your closing of your sales. It will also enhance the trust they have for you. Okay, if these people can be dealing with all those kind of people, then I think this is where the kind of people I'm looking for, where I want to invest my money. Show them all those things, provide information, educate them, provide social proof, testimonials, legal documents to back up. Sometimes you can even share some of those documents, on land. Tell them, this is not supposed to be, I am not supposed to send you all these things, all these documents, but just so I gain your trust, I want you to go and do your research on this property and come back. Once you are back, then we can now talk about closing. Okay, that will also enhance their trust, for you as a realtor, as someone who they want to trust, they want to be doing business with, because you have given them a lot of reasons, enough reasons to trust you. Okay, so sometimes they tell you, I am waiting for price to drop, fear of making the wrong decision. When they tell you, I am waiting for price to drop, that is the fear of making the wrong decision. So you have to now show them market trends, provide appreciations. When we talk about locations like, Ibejuleki, the infrastructural development that is coming into places, we talk about Abuja, we talk about Katampe extensions, we talk about Guzape 2, and all the development heading towards such locations, you start breaking it down, to them. We have these places they were selling at this also price before, but because of these infrastructures, do you know that these spaces are locations that people are rushing into? People are buying properties here because they know that once they buy this property, they can get at least minimum 300 to 500 returns on their investment, based on the fact that there are a lot of infrastructure developments coming into such places. You have to break it down. You have to let them know that, oh, we have a property that was once selling for 1.5 million naira. Do you know that today that property is selling for 50 million naira? And why? The reason being that we have the new international airport coming towards such as this. We have the access road, 8-lane coastal, Calabar lane coastal road. All these things, you have to just talk about them. Talk about infrastructure development, talk about what the government is putting in place to make sure that investors they get value for their product, they get value for their investment, they get value for their money. You have to always leverage on all of these. Okay, now let's move into reframe the objections with logic. This is where you have to start closing logically. After all of this, after handling this, you have to now come in and start closing logically. Once you have connected emotionally with your client, the next thing you should do is swing into closing, because of course that is the main reason why you are having such conversations. So you don't want to start having all those conversations, and at the end of the day you will not get into the closing part. You have to be sensitive enough to know when you should close. You don't have to talk, and at the end of the day, you won't be able to close the deal. You have to know when it is time for you to close. So once you have connected emotionally, transition into logical solutions. Use facts, numbers, and market insights to justify your offers. Okay? Like I said, use facts, numbers, and market insights to justify your offers. Example, clients will tell you, I would rather keep my money in the bank. How do you come into this emotionally? How do you connect? Emotionally, you connect by saying, I completely understand. Security is important when making financial decisions. Then you can now logically close this. Do you know that right now, banks offer 5% interest per year? And I know that even some banks they don't even offer up to 5%. Some banks will tell you, if you put your money in the bank for 1 year, what you get is probably maybe 3%. Some banks don't even offer 5% these days, right? So why land? Now you have to now logically comparing what they gain once they put their money, when they invest their money on land, and instead of putting it in the bank is giving you 5%. But do you know that if you put that money in buying land, your property appreciates by 20% annually, which you and I know that it depends on location. In some areas, if you invest your money for like a year, it depends on that location and the infrastructure that is coming towards that location. The minimum amount your money will appreciate to is about 200 to 300% return on your investment. It is even way more than this 20% that we are talking about here. So you have to be able to narrow all these things down logically. Compare what they are trying to say. Oh, you want to put your money in the bank. Now swing into action and start making comparison. What you gain from putting your money in the bank and what you gain from putting your money, on landed property investments. If you invest now, your money will work harder for you. Would you like to see some case studies of similar, investors? Now you have to now come and start talking about investors who invested 1.5 million naira within a space of 1 year. The property was now selling for 5 million, 5.5, stuff like that. You have to start explaining all of that. So logical closing, use market data. Properties in this area have appreciated by XX%, which is what I said, by 2 to 300% return on investment. Should go up. Appreciated by, 2 to 300% return on investment within a year or within 3 years. Okay, you can always talk about that, right? So provide social proof. Provide social proof. Please go up, go up. That's not where I am. No. Calm down a little bit. So provide social proof. So this is number 16, I'm in number 11. So calm down. Calm down. Number 11. Provide social proof. One of our clients had some concerns. You have to now start telling them about some of our clients that has those kind of objections, those kind of concerns. But eventually, they invested, right? They invested. Now break it down. Break down the payment plan. Break down the ROI, right? One of our clients that has same concerns made about 30% ROI in 2 years, right? So once you are able to provide this kind of proof, trust me, you are closing your sales, you are closing your deal. Breakdown payment plan. We offer flexible options, so you don't need to even pay everything outrightly. We give you payment plan options. Flexible payment plan, always leverage on that as well, because that's also help for investors who would think, oh, do I need to cough out this money outrightly? Or do I need to, is there a payment plan? You suggest that payment plan. You can even say, oh, I will speak to the management to see what we can do as regards to the payment plan. Okay, so you make sure they trust you. They know that you will handle their portfolio. They know that you will handle their investments. All right. So create urgency. Now we are heading towards closing. All right. Create urgency without pressure. There is a way you can create urgency, but you are not pressurizing your investors. But they already know that, yes, there is a sense of urgency. I need to buy this property. I need to key into this property. Clients need to feel a genuine reason to act now. So give them that genuine reason to act. Avoid hard selling. Use scarcity and opportunity cost instead. Example, a client will tell you, I will wait and decide later. You have to now use emotions here. I respect that. It's a big decision. I respect the fact that it's a big decision to invest your 50 million naira, to put in your 50 million naira towards this investment. I understand. It's a big decision. And I'm not going to argue that with you, sir, ma. But here is one thing. Timing is important. Number 14. Timing is important. It is important for you to know that there is no time, sir. Because if you are saying you are going to wait to make your decision later, that means you are going to be paying extra amount. And I don't have the power to reserve this for you further. So timing is of essence here. You have to make this decision. So sorry, my network. All right, so as I was saying, logical close. Okay, when a client tells you, I'm still number 14. When a client tells you, I will wait and decide later, you have to make them understand that timing is of essence, and I can't promise you that I'm going to hold this property for you. Knowing fully well that this location we are talking about is a prime location that we have higher demands when it comes to investors. We have a lot of persons who are also eyeing this same location. And I'm reserving this for you because of you know, how we've been, how far we've come, and I understand your past experience, and I do not want you to miss out on this. Okay. So logically, I don't want to share that land in this area. In high demand, price have increased by so amount. Price have increased. Okay, you have to bring in that as well. Do you know that as we are speaking, the worth of this property is so amount, and I can't afford to now delay now. I can't guarantee you that you will still buy it at this price. Okay, you have to also share it with them. In the last year, this property was this amount. Right now, this is so amount are selling it. I have only a few plots left. I'm not guaranteeing you that I can reserve this for you if you do not make a commitment right now. Let us finalize this decision. It is important to hit the nail on the wall. Okay, let's finalize this and move ahead. So now another way to create urgency is scarcity. You have to create urgency by creating a scarcity. We have only 3 plots left at this price we are negotiating on. I'm seeing number 14, under 15. Okay. Another way to create urgency is creating scarcity. We have only 3 plots left, and as I'm talking to you right now, I have my colleague who had already reserved 2 plots for his clients. And I am pleading that they should give me this one, because I have been in contact with you, and I know that you are going to make this smart and informed decision. So please, I do not want to go back to my superior and look stupid. This 1 plot, I know that the 3 plot 2 is gone, because my colleague just shared a payment proof with me now, saying that he has closed 2 plots that out of the 3 plots he reserved. So please, this 1 plot, I need you to really make a commitment. Okay, so you have to bring in that by creating, you know, scarcity. So future cost, waiting could mean paying extra amount. Even if the property is now available later for you to buy, it means that you are buying it times 2 of the amount you are currently, pricing. Okay, so I'm not guaranteeing you that if you come back later, you are going to get it at this price. So if you secure it now, you qualify for our payment plan. Also make sure that you let them know that this particular payment plan is specially designed for them. And if they miss out of this, they will not get this payment plan. We all know that we are only giving out 30 days as part of our payment plan right now. For investors who are doing installments, what we give them is 30 days. Okay, so we know that we cannot go further. And if we are looking at considering some investors to give them extra payment plan, they need to act fast, because that is on a special demand. So let's, I still have some steps to go, but I have another speaker. The next one is closing with confidence. And next step, it's very important you are confident, as you have that confidence as a realtor. Closing with confidence and next step. After handling objections smoothly, transition to closing. Give a clear next step. Instead of asking, are you ready to buy now? The question is, when am I confirming your payment? Or the question is, kindly pay into this account and share me your payment proof. Don't give them that benefit of, oh, when are you buying? No, it should be, kindly send your payment proof to this email address. So go straight to the point. There's no time for you to start asking, when are you making the payment, or when are you making your decision? The decision has been made. So you go ahead and confidently ask them to send in their payment proof. And in fact, as a matter of fact, send them as you are conversing. Once you know that you guys have you've gotten these clients emotionally, you've gotten their trust and everything, send subscription form and account details, and let them know that they should send their payment proof to this, email address, and probably send to you on WhatsApp for swift confirmation. All right. So the next one is, okay, I'll quickly talk about key takeaways. Then our next speaker will come. We just take few questions. Then we have our next speakers. Key takeaways from this training is listen and acknowledge, build emotional trust before presenting solutions. The key takeaway number one is listen and acknowledge, build emotional trust before presenting solutions. Number two is find real estate concerns. Don't just address surface objections. We have surface objections. Don't just address those ones. You have to make sure you uncover the fear behind them. Uncover the fear behind them. Then number three is use data and solutions. Legal facts, market trends, and payment options help close the deals. Okay, use data and solutions. Logical facts, market trends, and payment options helps you to close the deal. Number four is create urgency and genuinely use scarcity. Create urgency genuinely, use scarcity, appreciation trends, and financial benefits. Number five is guide, don't push. Educate your clients, don't chase them away. Don't use your don't make them feel like they are not welcome. You don't need to waste your time with them. No, guide them, don't push them away. Give clear next steps that leads to a confident buying decision. Give them a clear next steps that would give them a confident buying decision. Okay, so thank you very much. This is where we call it a day. If you have a question, you can send in your questions, and then we have our next speaker. Thank you, Mr. Isaac, for having me. Thank you, everyone.
Next is today's product of the day. Kindly ensure to promote this across all your marketing platforms. Ensure it gets the visibility it deserves.
Hi fans, my name is Dr. Inka Ifele, not engineer Dr. Inka Ifele. I'm introducing to you the real Hollow Estate, where you can invest and later make a lot of money on your investment. You can as well buy land here and build it. So I'm introducing to you this property, and if you invest in this property, you will never regret it. Trust me, before I can endorse and come to advertise a property like this, I've done my investigation on the authenticity of this property. There is no scam, no problem, no hassle. So just key into the property, acquire your own plot, your own section of it, and you will never regret it. Thank you.